This past week, the Pac-12 dropped some bombshell news that they would be stealing 4 teams from the Mountain West Conference to achieve conference status by 2028. With this having varied implications for the foreseeable future, I wanted to cover a realignment guide for you guys to enjoy and use in College Football 25. We will be starting from today's current alignment and following current moves or rumors up until the early 2030s. And from there, we will be giving our own take on what may happen in the next 3 decades. I appreciate you being here and I hope you enjoy, so let's get into it. As always, I wanted to preface that realignments depend heavily on recent success, and that is why it is always so hard to predict future realignments. All these moves are merely a suggestion to build an interesting history so you can become more immersed in your dynasty. If Team A stinks at the time of the realignment, consider moving Team B, who is in a similar location and size or has a better recent resume. As always, do whatever you think will give you the most enjoyment. Also, be sure to always make a backup save before the offseason when realignment takes place to ensure if any issues do happen that you can restore your game. Like I mentioned a moment ago, we will be starting from today's realignment, so no need to move anything just yet. But in 2025, we will be making sure that the MAC adds UMass as its very next team. The deadline for the Pac-12 to reach an 18 minimum is by 2028. Since there is no announced date, you can really choose any year between now and then to do this. But to keep this concise as possible, I will be doing all the realignments before the 2028 season. This is the same year that the ACC media deal is up for re-signing, and in our timeline, we will see this not occur as a ticking time bomb finally detonates. From the ACC, we will see a few moves, one of those being Miami, Clemson, Florida State, Virginia Tech to the SEC. The Big 12 also dives in and grabs the Research Triangle in North Carolina, Duke, and North Carolina State, as well as UConn from Independence. As this is Brett Yormark's bid to create the most dominant collegiate basketball conference there is. Feeling left out, the Big 10 picks up some scraps from the ACC, being Syracuse and Pitt, since both of these schools are AAU accredited schools, and have had some success in multiple sports in their history. Wrapping up this section, we will see the Pac-12 grab 4 teams they do in real life: Fresno State, Colorado State, San Diego State, and Boise State. But to get to the 18 threshold, they will also take Tulane and Memphis from the G5, seeing them as the most prestigious out of the groups, albeit not incredibly regional. Before we progress into the second half of the video, don't forget to drop a like below if you are enjoying the video, and hit that sub button if you want to support the channel. It is completely free to all, but it would be greatly appreciated as we near 1,000 subs. Now let's get back into the video. Moving on, and after only 2 seasons, we see another shift in the landscape. This time the Power 3 are not affected, but the Pac-12 is back for another piece of a conference, and this time it's the ACC. We will see the return of the West Coast teams in Stanford and Cal back to the Pac-12. To save face, the ACC invites a few teams, those being ECU and South Florida, to get back to 10 teams. Another half decade later, in 2035, we see the Pac-12 once again shake up the conference landscape and take UNLV from the Mountain West and UTSA from the American. To repair their conference, the Mountain West adds New Mexico State to get to that 8-team minimum, and the ACC swipes Buffalo and FAU. For 7 long years, the league did not see any movements of teams, but in the year 2042, the ACC just hired a new league commissioner, and they were destined to bring the league back to prominence. To start, they invited Notre Dame from Independence, and they accepted seeing an easy path to routine auto bids, as well as seeing the return of Syracuse, Maryland, and Virginia Tech. To repair their super leagues, the SEC adds Tulane, the Big 10 poaches Duke and North Carolina from the Big 12, and so the Big 12 adds Memphis and App State to get back to 20. In 2047, we see another shakeup as the Pac-12 decides to take another bite out of the Mountain West and take Air Force and Nevada with them. The Mountain Western Conference looked to be on the ropes for the final time, but managed to continue their move east and convince UTEP and North Texas to join the conference. This forced the American to steal Troy from the Sun Belt and add them as well. And with that, that'll be the last realignment we do in this video. Before you go, leave a comment down below of what you think on the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider dropping a like and subscription below. It would be greatly appreciated if you did. That is it for this one. I'm glad you tuned in, and I will see you in the next one.